I promised you some guest character concepts, and I'm gonna make good on that promise. So, here we are. We're gonna be talking about two characters I like to see inside of Street Fighter and inside of Mortal Kombat. Now, any rules? Not really. Except, you might be a little. Except, cringe alert, I am going to be trying to make some mock interactions between some of the characters for the Mortal Kombat games, because that seems to be a new thing that NetherRealm likes to do. So, yeah, pardon the bad voice acting. But fortunately, you don't have to worry about that until the Mortal Kombat section. Also, I'll be trying to give some reasons as to why these characters might be in these games. So, without further delay, let's start with the first Street Fighter character, who is none other than. That's right, Nintendo's forgotten child, the bruiser from the Bronx, Little Mac. It should be noted that I love the Punch Out games, and I've been looking for an excuse to talk about them. And what better excuse than having him selected as a fighter in Street Fighter? Now, normally, Lil Mac wouldn't fare so well because, as we all know, he has a terrible recovery in Smash. Street Fighter doesn't require recovery, so that problem's already dealt with. But because there is, there is one problem. Because he is a Nintendo character, this may have to be a console exclusive character. So I doubt this would actually happen. But if it ever does, I would lose my mind. So please let me dream. His normals would be just regular punches. And he would have a meter just like all the other characters. However, when he fills up this meter, it's revealed that it's more than just that. It's a KO meter. Charge it up fully to get a super knockdown punch, which is hard to hit, but it's guaranteed to deal on damage. Little Mac is also equipped with the Star Punch that he gets for successfully countering his opponent's moves. However, one punch and he loses them. For his install, how can it be anything other than Gigamac? Gigamac was basically created just so that he could have a final smash in Smash Brothers. Let's be real with ourselves. So why don't we just translate that over to Street Fighter? He would be bigger and stronger, but it'd be a lot slower. And taking a line from Makoto, he would probably be unable to block. As for backstory, aka reason as to why he would be in this game, the World Tour has taken all the way to the Bronx. Little Mac, who is currently the champion but is retired because this takes place after the Wii game, hears about the Street Fighting Championship and wants to get back into fighting. So he and his pal Doc Lewis go in and see what the issue is all about. Granted, he would if this game had a story mode, he probably wouldn't be a part of it. Because let's face it, he's got guest characters rarely have anything to do with the story mode. If he has an arcade ending, it would probably be something like him training Glass Joe. That's just something I wanted to see for quite some time. Lil Mac passing on his teachings to another boxer with big ambitions. And before you say it's weird that we have a boxer in a Street Fighter game, need I remind you that Dudley exists? So yeah, that was the out of left field pick. Now it's time for the obvious pick. The one that everybody wants. After After fighting Eggman and defeating several different other characters from his universe, Sonic finds his way to the Street Fighter universe to try to find out what the big deal is with the M. Bison plot. I don't got much for Sonic's backstory, but as for Sonic's moveset, oh man, we got a lot to work with here. Sonic has lots of moves: spin dashes, punches, sonic booms, chaos control. It can all be great. For his install, it has to be none other than Super Sonic, increasing his defense, offense, and speed, but for a very short time. Sonic's Sonic Boom is able to just tear through opponents from a distance, making him a sort of rushdown zoner character. As for his ultimate move, I'd say he'd do a chaos control with a little bit of flashy maneuvering on the side. Sonic would also come with a parry, but unlike Sonic Frontiers, you actually have to try, because Sonic Frontiers barely makes you try to do anything with the parry. Basically, Sonic would be a rushdown character. That is no big surprise. It's Sonic we're talking about. But he would have a bit of a zoning tool as well. I don't know if everybody's clamoring for Sonic to be in Street Fighter, but I know that there's probably some demand for it. Again, let me know in the comments below who you think the Street Fighter rep should be. But that's enough about Street Fighter, on to Mortal Kombat. And this next character, I know everybody wants in Mortal Kombat. And I mean everyone. Shao Kahn has tried to recruit the mightiest warriors to win the battle against Havoc, forced to become the greatest warrior, to destroy everything. And of course, who better than the guy who ripped through the forces of hell? However, unbeknownst to Shao Kahn, the Doomslayer is no one's pet. He takes orders from no one. His arcade ending would be having him taking on Shao Kahn and utterly ripping him in half, destroying everything that Shao Kahn knows and loves. Doomslayer has several different moves: a grenade launcher on his back, chainsaw sweeps that could be his fatal blow, a shield that he can toss, referencing the medieval times, and of course, if all else fails, he's got his trusty super shotgun with a grappling hook on it. The Doomslayer doesn't talk much, but when he does, he's a man of few words. Here are some interactions that he could possibly have. Warning, cringy dialogue ahead. In order to restore life, you must give in to madness. No. So, you took down all the forces of hell and Satan himself? That is correct. Please tell me no one signed you yet. No. Huh. Another useless mute guy. What? You too scared to talk to me? Or do you just know that I am better? Time for the obligatory out of left field pick for Mortal Kombat Dead by Daylight's The Huntress. The Huntress is basically just a pick that I had because A, I love Dead by Daylight, and B, I want more video game pics. Just saying. Backstory. The entity brought Huntress over to prove to Shao Kahn, to prove why it should rule the universe. That's basically it. Have this tie into Dead by Daylight a little more by having Shao Kahn be brought over from Mortal Kombat. The Huntress could throw hatchets, have great hatchet combos, and a command grab that references her Memento Mori. So yeah, those were just some of the examples that I had for this great for these great games. Please let me know what you think in the comments below. And also, sorry that I have a terrible voice acting thing. I may need to go through some voice training before I can even consider voice acting again, but these are just rough ideas. So anyway, here are some possible interactions, and please, and if you don't want to listen to them, then I've been the Gamer Nerd, and thank you for watching. Hey, nice mask. Where'd you get that from? Ah! Oh, yeesh. Someone has anger issues. You're not gonna win me over with that. Ah! Ah! Lame.